All right, you guys, we're back with round four of Edison Format plus any one banned card. To the left, you got myself, still with Frog, OTK, and to the right, we got Brandon playing Gladiator Beast Gistel, or should I say playing Gladiator Beast, but it's a spicy because decided to play a more modern card, which is exactly that, Gladiator Beast Gistel. And that card, basically what it reads is you can reveal itself and another Gladiator Beast in your hand, special summon it, right? Both of them gain their effects because they're brought up from a Gladiator Beast. The extra perk from that card, the last thing that it reads is if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Gladiator Beast, including itself, you can add any Gladiator card from your deck to your hand. Gladiator. So Proving Ground is definitely a Gladiator card, and I went ahead and put it on the screen to make it easier for for those that aren't familiar with this card. So he special summoned itself, Laquari, and he managed to add a chariot from his deck to his hand. So starting off strong, and sure enough, he sets one. I wonder what it is. It's probably a chariot, right? And I draw on playing frogs, so it's not looking good. Knowing that I had to deal with the chariot and the Herc turn one, it just gets a little tricky. I do set one to pass turn. He draws, debating on what to do. He gets place upstart, and I don't disagree with playing upstart just because you're able to shrink your deck down a little bit, and on top of that, get into gladiator names, something that you normally don't want to do. In this case, you want to see Proving Ground, right? Seeing more GBs in your hand is actually beneficial than seeing no GBs. He does summon Equest, he attacks, and attacks with Herc. Even if I had Chariot, it's irrelevant because he'd be able to just get it back with this guy again, Gistel. And when it's special summon, he goes ahead and adds another Chariot from his deck to his hand. So in my eyes, I'm just like, damn, now I'm just dealing with double Chariot and 3 negates. So I go end phase, activate Wing Blast, targeting the Herc. So he's got a negate. So he's got 2 spell cards in his hand and 2 chariot, or should I say 2 blind cards and 2 chariots. So I go 1 for 1 with 3 cards in my hand. It's not a good feeling, considering that he has 2 negates. Technically, if I had any other spell card, he'd have to negate 2, and still I'd have to hope for that 3rd spell card to be the best card of the deck. So I special him in Substitute. And at this time, I'm just like, if I activate an effect, it's negated. If I attempt to synchro, there's nothing big enough for me to negate, run it over. The only thing I would potentially have is a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, but even then, it's still a little tricky because I still have to deal with the Gladiator Beast left on the field, right? So I would get rid of my whole hand just to get rid of a Herc, and he'd still have 3 cards plus the Gistel already on his side of the field to play the game. So this is where I say side decking gets interesting because you could side a lot of cards like Volcanic Queen, Lava Golem. You can do a lot of cards to out your opponent's field. I'm still thinking. I'm just like, honestly, I was like, if I go Black Rose, like it's negated. If I go into Goyo, it doesn't do enough. If I tribute summon and go to Death, I go into once again Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. I attack, I crash, and he does have the chariot anytime I would say substitute effect. So I normal summon, and I'm just like, yeah, this is over. The more I thought about it, the more I realized like this is like a infinite lock right here. Yeah, he's laughing because it's true. I use about 5 cards just to summon anything in, just to go into Heart Red Dragon, crash, and do nothing. And he had another Proving Ground in hand, so next turn he'd be able to continuously combo off. As I sit, just thinking about what I could do is just, not many outs to beat that card other than Divine Wrath, which is I did side Divine Wrath for this event just because I knew there was going to be a lot of random decks that I'm very unfamiliar with. So a lot of cards that could just go off. Um, I did side my favorite card, which is Offering of the Doom. So Regeki breaks, Offering of the Doom, Divine Wrath. I felt pretty comfortable going into game two, considering that I do. Well, I will have a few outs just to be able to just beat over Chariot and beat over a GB monster, right? So I was hoping, open up the com, which is Foolish, Substitute, and the Bandu block, or go ahead and try to synchro into Stardust and set up some back row to help me out. Um, we'll see right now what happens when we get into the gameplay, but the deck definitely goes off, right? Even Gladiator Beast in Edison format, it's a great standalone deck. One of the faults that I still continuously say is if they summon something higher than the Aquari and you don't draw into a real trap, that's when it can get, a little tilted when it comes to the GB player. But I think it's if you're interested in getting to Edison format, definitely a deck worth playing. It's one of those like you want to play so you can learn how to beat it. That's my mindset when it comes to certain aspects of the decks, right? If it's not if you can't beat them, join them. If your deck can't beat it, then learn enough so you understand the faults in it, so you can beat it for next time around. So I draw and I look at my hand. I activate Mirror Greed. I have Threaten, Death, and Swap, and honestly, those are the only two water monsters I had at that time. As you guys can see, I did have a salvage, but it would have been irrelevant if I discard the Death to special the swap and dump anything. I could have normal summon again, set a flip flop, right? I did think of all these plays. I was like, at most I could have just set a flip flop to help me protect or live a turn, but it wasn't going to end up very well. So he does have MST. And I activate Reckless and look at my hand, which is Frog, Uni, Fishborg, Dust, Paw, Heavy, Salvage. So I had no access to Substitute or Swap Frog. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Frog SDK, if you don't get into any of those cards, it's just go home. Basically, it's just go home. Just like anything else, right? Any other decks like Vayu Turbo, I've seen people draw triple Vayu and still lose, right? GBs, I've seen people draw all GBs in their hand and just lose. So this is the same concept with Frog OTK deck, which is sometimes you can draw 3 Pot of Avarice, 3 Salvage, and non-playable cards, right? So I'm not going to deny that the luck factor is not there. You still need to be able to get a little lucky when it comes to this game. And unfortunately, I was unlucky. And kudos to Brandon, he played it well. So till next time, his one card blew us out. So all right, see you guys.